Hey, what's up? Back with another gym chat. Just finishing getting it in for myself. Wanted to touch base on validation and attention seeking today. I got a unique comment from a viewer today. He had a very nice screen name too. But yeah, he was like, "What are you doing giving life advice if you're out of breath?" You know, and I just found it funny because it's like if you put in the effort. Matter of fact, I was talking about asking for help and like working, putting a little effort in for yourself. And if he would have checked it out, he would have saw and noticed that in my videos lately, my long form anyway, like I'm coming straight from a workout, checking in with you guys. So, that's how I hold myself accountable, I guess. That's what validates me. When I was younger, I was raised by a single parent. I was the youngest of 5 boys, so it was kind of like gladiator school for me. I didn't want to seek attention because I had competitors. You know what I'm saying? And like they were not lighthearted people. And it's just kind of the way that I was raised, the neighborhood we were brought up in, the situation that we came up in. Again, I'm thankful for these things. I learned a lot about adversity young. And I looked a lot of that in the face and I had to challenge it. I took a lot of whoopings as a kid, from things that I did wrong to challenging people that I felt did me wrong. But thankfully I lived to be able to tell these tales. What I wasn't educated about was validation, how to seek validation, where to start seeking validation from, I guess. And it wasn't until recently that I validated me. I was looking for it from all these outside sources. Again, I of a mind where your purpose is to pitch in and be helpful. You got to do it for yourself first, because if you're not holding and maintaining your own world and environment, you wouldn't really know how to pitch in to help and maintain somebody else's. But I wanted to appease my parent. I wanted to get validation from some of my brothers so I would, be considered tough. None of these things ended up playing out for me very well, But along the line, in the back of my head, I knew that I was doing things that were gonna put me in a place where I wanted to be for myself. It would have been beneficial to have those at the forefront of my mind versus having it at the back. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it now, I'm gonna be my biggest cheerleader because I know what I've been through, I know what I've done, and I'm holding myself accountable for things that I want to do, things that I need to do, things that I will do. Even things that I won't do. Being able to tell myself no. Again, if you look at one of my shorts, food addiction is gonna be a huge battle for your life. I won't even keep certain stuff in the house. Some people come over to my house and they're like, "Man, you got nothing to eat." And I'm like, well, technically you could say that, but if I wanna have snacks, I gotta go on a walk, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go on a journey if I wanna have some kind of treat like that for myself. I set it up so that I have to earn it. And then again, validation. Keeping a journal, keeping track of tasks that I need to do, writing them down. Even something like this, keeping track of videos that I want to put out. This is validating things for me. And I guess you could say I'm seeking attention. But I'm doing it for a purpose. The attention seeking just so happens to come along with it. It wasn't until I found my voice later on in life, and became comfortable and confident advocating for myself what I need, that I was even comfortable having that attention. Because again, where I'm from, you didn't want to draw attention to yourself. You wanted to be low key and not seen. You wanted to be able to just slide through the crowd. A lot of my peoples are like hip hop rap stars, you know what I'm saying? Like they were on stage. I was a dude moving behind the scenes. You know, I didn't want to be on stage. I didn't want to be in the light. I wanted to be able to make bigger moves behind the scene because nobody would really understand what I'm actually doing, you know? So in that light, it took a minute for me to be able to get in front of a camera, for me to be able to step into the light and contribute in a direct form and fashion in this manner, you know? So the validation, not even looking at you guys from validation, again, from the comment with that gentleman, I just thought it was funny, you know? Because again, if you cared to look at all, like you would know exactly why my head is shining, why I'm walking around the gym, you know what I'm saying? Why I might be out of breath. Because I'm out here putting in the work so that I can take care of my environment, so that I can better take care of environments that I interact with, you know? So again, with validation, be your own cheerleader. But again, with that, you have to hold yourself accountable for what you want to do, what you aren't doing, and what you need to do. Make lists, write stuff down. You know what I'm saying? If your mind is a steel trap like that, hey man, just make sure that you're taking care of your business. And like I tell my kids this all the time, if you're doing what you need to do, I wouldn't have to say anything to you. I got nothing but handshakes and high fives for you, you know? But bless their heart, they're kids and they get into weird situations, which I understand. I was a kid once. I got into weird situations. I was adventurous as a kid, you know? So, but at the same time, I had to take those consequences as they came with it. I was aware of choices that I was making, so I have to hold my kids accountable, you know, just like I would myself. And again, that's a blessing in and of itself. If you heard it all, or just to reiterate it again, love my littles. They're a reflection of a slice of everything that I want and nothing I don't. They're my little brats, and I'm proud of them on their pathway of progressing, you know, and I want to continue to see them grow and flourish. I want to leave them things that would help them, you know, solidify their mindset. And, you know, that might need to check in. If I'm gone, maybe some of these videos, they can come tap in with dad. Might not be like I'm still here, but I'm still around in some way, form, or fashion, you know, so. And again, for any of you, if I'm not an expert at anything, I'm a student of life. I classify myself as a student of life. I have been on life's journey to learn and take on what I can do and become good at it. I want to be a jack of all trades. Saying between me and my brother when we were young, kind of along those lines, was, would you rather know a lot about a little bit or a little bit about a lot? And I always wanted to know a little bit about a lot. I wanted to have a broad base so that I could solidify that and build on it. I don't want to build some dinky structure that's gonna blow over in the wind because my scope of knowledge is so narrow that I can't think outside of that. Remember, my room for improvement encompasses a lot. Welcome to it, you know? So like, again, I'm not an expert on anything. I do have experience doing a ton of things though. You know, from the street side to professional side, I've been in and out of situations. Again, I've rubbed shoulders with the best and the worst. You know, and again, that's what helped me learn a lot about different aspects about life. Because as much as it seems black and white, there's a lot of gray area. And like I said in the previous video, most of your things are going to be double-edged swords. There's pros and cons. It's what you want to do, how you want to conduct yourself, and what you want to get out of your life. So again, for validation, seek to validate yourself. But make sure that you're putting in the work that would be recognition that would bring the recognition of that validation. You don't really need any other validation once your work shows for itself. That is the validation. Once you've put in enough work, once you've done all the things that you needed to do, once you keep maintaining and progressing, the work is going to show for itself. Then nobody has no choice but to validate you. Matter of fact, they'll try not to validate you to make you question yourself. But that's when you got to believe in you. So as far as seeking attention, hold it into yourself. Get attention from yourself. Validate yourself. Make sure that you're on the path that you want to be walking, that you can be proud of, and that you choose to share with anybody around you. If you're ashamed of things that you're doing or unsure of things that you're doing, you might want to check in with a coach or a mentor and see if you can get yourself back on track. Because people that hold themselves accountable won't really interact with people who don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you'll know you have a good group of people around you. Because if they're on their path, they're gonna nudge you and be like, hey man, like you're supposed to be doing this. But at the end of the day, they're not gonna force you to do anything. Because you make your choices. You're in control of your choices. They want you to win, but they can't do it for you. Nobody can put in the work for you. So are you gonna put in the work for yourself? Are you gonna do what it takes so that nobody has to pay no mind? They're just out here seeing you shine. I challenge you, I dare you. But anyway, thanks for checking in. Welcome to another gym chat. Hope you guys are all doing well. Wedgies out.